Satoshi Tajiri was a young game designer with a love for insects and a fascination with technology. It was this combination of interests that led to the creation of Pokémon, one of the most successful and beloved franchises in the world. In this story, we will explore how Tajiri's love of collecting insects and his background in the gaming industry came together to form the foundation for Pokémon, and how the franchise has evolved and impacted popular culture over the years. Through hard work and determination, Tajiri was able to bring his unique vision to life and create a global phenomenon that has captured the hearts and imaginations of people all over the world. Satoshi Tajiri was born on August 28, 1965, in the city of Machida, located in the western suburbs of Tokyo, Japan. As a child, Tajiri was fascinated by insects and spent much of his time collecting and studying them. He loved hunting them in ponds, fields, and forests. He was so obsessed with insects that he even earned the nickname Dr. Bug, as children used to call him that. Due to his passion for collecting insects, Tajiri wanted to become an entomologist. He wanted to spend his life studying insects and their relationships to plants and animal life. This love of the natural world would later serve as a major influence on the creation of Pokémon. Tajiri didn't like going to school. His father had wished for him to become an electrical utility repairman, but this was nowhere near what Tajiri had in mind. When Tajiri saw that the fields and ponds he had enjoyed as a youngster had been replaced by parking lots and buildings in the late 1970s, the idea for Pokémon grew. He didn't take this lightly, where Tajiri once spent most of his time collecting insects, had been taken away to accommodate new people and businesses. Tajiri wanted to give children the same opportunity to go creature hunting as he had. When Tajiri was in technical school, he became interested in video games and spent all his time at arcades. His enthusiasm for the game was so great that a nearby arcade offered him a Space Invaders machine to take home. Tajiri grew fond of other games like Dig Dug, a maze arcade game developed by Namco where players defeat monsters by dropping rocks on them or inflating them until they explode. Tajiri would frequently miss class to play video games, and because of this, he didn't do well in high school and had to take makeup classes to graduate. Tajiri decided to attend the Tokyo National College of Technology, for a 2-year technical degree program where he majored in computer science and electronics. In the early 1980s, Tajiri created the video game magazine known as Game Freak. His main goal was to help gamers with winning strategies. His friend, Ken Sugimori, would join later on as an illustrator after discovering the magazine in a shop. When Sugimori discovered the magazine, he was immediately interested in it and knew that he wanted to join Game Freak right away. As time went on, Tajiri noticed that the majority of games were of poor quality, so he and Sugimori decided to create their own games. Now that Game Freak had more contributors, this was the best time for Tajiri to take advantage. To better understand the ideas behind Famicom game design, Tajiri studied the family basic game programming software. He then bought the necessary game development hardware. In 1989, Tajiri and Sugimori transformed the publication into the video game development company Game Freak. Later, Game Freak created one of its first games called Quinty, an action and puzzle game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in North America as Mendel Palace. In 1991, Tajiri discovered the Game Boy. The inspiration for Pokémon came to Tajiri when he saw the potential for using the Game Boy's communication capabilities to allow players to connect and exchange virtual creatures. This idea was influenced by Tajiri's love of collecting insects as a child, and he imagined the creatures crawling back and forth between the connected Game Boys through the link cable. Tajiri believed that this concept would work well as a handheld game and decided to develop it as a Game Boy title. When Tajiri initially presented the concept of Pokémon to Nintendo, the company was initially unsure about the idea but was willing to give it a chance due to Tajiri's reputation as a game designer. Shigeru Miyamoto, a renowned game designer at Nintendo, took Tajiri under his wing and served as a mentor during the development process. This was huge due to Miyamoto's experience as he is highly respected in the video game industry and is considered one of the most successful and influential game designers of all time. He is the creator of numerous popular and critically acclaimed game franchises, including Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, and Pikmin. These franchises have achieved widespread success and are among the best-selling of all time. With Miyamoto being Tajiri's mentor, the creation of Pokémon Red and Green in 1996 was a lengthy and difficult process, taking 6 years and nearly bankrupting Game Freak due to financial difficulties. Several employees left the company during this time and Tajiri had to rely on his father's income as he did not take a salary himself. Game Freak was eventually able to secure funding from Creatures Incorporated, which allowed the company to complete the Pokémon games, and in return, Creatures received a third of the franchise rights. The games were developed for the Game Boy handheld system and featured 150 different Pokémon that players could catch, train, and battle with. When the Pokémon games were first completed, they received little attention from media outlets as the Game Boy was considered an outdated console and there was limited interest in merchandising. As a result, Tajiri expected Nintendo to reject the games. However, sales of the games gradually increased and the Pokémon franchise eventually became one of Nintendo's top-performing franchises, despite initial low expectations. The launch of Pokémon was a major event in the gaming industry, and the games received a strong reception upon their release in Japan in 1996. The unique concept of catching and training virtual creatures, combined with innovative gameplay, made Pokémon an immediate hit with players of all ages. As the popularity of Pokémon grew in Japan, the franchise began to expand to other countries around the world. The Pokémon games were released in North America and Europe in 1998, and the franchise quickly gained a global following. The Pokémon franchise has continued to grow and evolve over the years, with new games, movies, and television shows being released regularly. The franchise has also expanded to include a wide range of merchandise, including trading cards, toys, and clothing. In addition to its success as a video game franchise, Pokémon has also had a significant impact on popular culture. The Pokémon brand has become synonymous with the concept of collecting and training virtual creatures, and the franchise has inspired a generation of gamers and influenced the development of augmented reality technology. Today, Pokémon remains one of the most popular and successful franchises in the world, with millions of fans and billions of dollars in revenue. The Pokémon games have been translated into multiple languages and have been released on a variety of platforms, including handheld systems, consoles, and mobile devices. The franchise has also inspired several spin-off games, including Pokémon Go, a wildly popular augmented reality game that was released in 2016. Pokémon Go was a collaboration between the Pokémon Company, Nintendo, and Niantic, a software development company that specializes in creating location-based games. The idea for the game came from Niantic's previous project, Ingress, which used GPS technology to create an augmented reality game that overlaid virtual elements onto the real world. The Pokémon Company and Nintendo saw the potential for using this same technology to create a Pokémon game that would allow players to catch and train virtual creatures in the real world. They partnered with Niantic to develop Pokémon Go. The success of Pokémon Go was immediate and unprecedented. The game became a global phenomenon, with millions of players around the world downloading the app and participating in the game. Pokémon Go was the first mobile game to surpass 100 million downloads in its first month, and it was estimated to have earned over $1 billion in revenue in its first year. The popularity of Pokémon Go was largely due to its innovative use of augmented reality technology and its appeal to both casual and hardcore gamers. The game also benefited from the already strong brand recognition of Pokémon and the nostalgia of older players who grew up with the original Pokémon games and animated series. In addition to its financial success, Pokémon Go also had a significant impact on popular culture and was credited with popularizing augmented reality technology and increasing the popularity of mobile gaming. The game also inspired several imitators and spawned many spin-off games, including Pokémon Go Plus and Pokémon Go Safari. Since the founding of Pokémon and the massive success of the franchise, Tajiri has continued to work on Pokémon-related projects and has been involved in various other ventures. One of Tajiri's notable post-Pokémon projects was the production of a Pokémon-themed concert in Japan, called Pikachu's Winter Vacation. The concert featured live performances of music from the Pokémon animated series, as well as a special appearance by Tajiri himself. In addition to his work on Pokémon, Tajiri has also been recognized for his contributions to the gaming industry and Japanese pop culture. He has received numerous awards and accolades, including the Order of the Rising Sun, a prestigious honor given by the Japanese government in recognition of his contributions to the country's culture and society. Despite his success and fame, Tajiri is known to be a private individual and has largely stayed out of the public eye in recent years. He has focused on his work at Game Freak and it is not known what additional projects he may be working on at present. Overall, Tajiri's later career and life have been marked by his continued contributions to the gaming industry and his influence on a generation of gamers. His work on Pokémon has had a lasting impact and the franchise remains one of the most popular and successful in the world.